Good morning, traders. Welcome to this live webinar. Thank you for the patience here with this later start than usual. We're going to take a look at automated trading systems that can be found at Elite Currency, of course, and just have some updates as usual. Anything that's new, we're going to share in this webinar. So there's a Google form. I will share the link. Feel free to always use that to reach out with questions beforehand, or if you're in the live webinar, of course, you can also do that by writing in the chat box right here, right now. Let's exit this screen and take a look what's going on new with our systems. Oh yeah, one thing, by the way, I mentioned it last time. If I'm already showing the screen, I might as well do it now. There is a special offer from MonfX Broker. Check it out. You get ECS live signals 100% for free if you open an account with them through us, or 40% discount for SWAT EA, or with London Open and Advanced EA 50%. This is valid for these countries stated at the bottom here below. All right. Now let's move on to taking a look. We're halfway the month and almost at the end of the year. So the last 2 weeks of December, generally speaking, of course, typically a little bit slower. Usually speaking, if you look at the years, that's quite average to see that happen. Basically, we have the holiday season here. The market close typically, I think, next week Friday. So we'll have 4 solid days of trading, I believe, next week, and the week after we will have again 4 solid days of trading before the market closes on around the end of the 31st. It's more convenient because it seems like you got just a long weekend with Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's no break in the middle. So maybe this year the market will not slow down as much. Sometimes the market sees big movements with the yen. I remember a long time ago there was actually quite a lot of movement during this holiday kind of period. But typically the average distances, the average volatility is lower the next 2 weeks, and also actually the first week of January, generally speaking. All right. Regarding the trading systems, well, SWAT EA, let's start with SWAT EA. Let's start with the positive news because this one is continuing to perform well. Let me just find a link. Here we go. We have 2 links. We have our master account at Key2 Markets, KTM. That started at the beginning of September, but we also have our own personal account that started a little bit before that. And of course, we have other accounts as well, but this one is hooked up to or linked to my FX book here. There we go. And beginning of June, end of June, sorry, 45%, and this one is up 18%. And this month, specifically up 2.5, and yeah, good overall performance, as you can see, anywhere between 3 and 8, and here 3.5 and 7. Every month showing some profitability here, so that's very nice, very steady and consistent so far. And I think that it's a good addition to the portfolio. I think that the advantage of other EAs, for instance, Ultima EA. From Mislav Nikolic, is that you have the potential of getting a big spike sometimes, and that's I think the main benefit of that EA, and therefore I'm trading that EA personally, is because it has that profit potential, that big boom that you could sometimes get. But on the flip side, you're going to have sometimes patience. Last 6 months, I think, is a good example of that, where there's the EA is in consolidation. So I think that some traders have difficulties with that, and it's logical. But that's something we already explained beforehand, that the EA has spikes, consolidations, and those consolidations can last 6 to 12 months, right? So I therefore think it's a good to kind of have a portfolio of EAs. That's what I'm doing, at least, and have a diversification. Not many traders have done that. I don't know why, but I think it's a good practice in general. I think we do the same with stocks, right? If you own stocks, I don't know, but those that do, typically they don't have all their capital on one stock, but spread that on stock. So kind of weighs out, kind of averages out the performance, so that you're not that dependent on just one result. So I think SWAT is a decent one to consider. Good consistent track record here, and continues that path up in December as well. So let's take a look at some other EAs from us. LOA EA first. That's having a bit of a downside, as you can see here. Continued with a negative month in December. This one is struggling, not showing its performance as yet, as you can see, minus 12.5%. Then the EAs from Mislav, Ultimate EA first of all. Let's see, where is it? There we go. Halfway the month, showing a continuation of the negative performance we saw in October and November, minus 13% at this moment, and at this point in time has been losing 5 out of 6 months. So that's why I said the last 6 months, or 6.5 already. May was the last profitable month, clearly profitable month of plus 31. Sorry, actually September, but before that, basically September was profitable, but didn't compensate the losses from before that, right? So if you count it from June, totally it's down. So this could be considered kind of the drawdown period in my view from June onwards. And amounts now to basically 6.5 months, right? If we include this half of December. So we're entering the bottom end of that 6 to 12 month period that we typically talk about. Being patient with Ultima, we say 6 to 12 months. So we're at the low end of that range right now. So time will tell if in the next 5.5 months, or let's say next 6 months, including this month, then hopefully we'll get that. One of the months will be a good spike that puts us into a clear positive territory. Russia, let's see, struggling a little bit this month, minus 21 at this moment. And let's see, it does have a buy open at this moment. And your dollar upside is looking good to me. So I think that Ultimate also has 2 buys open as far as I remember at this point. Let's take a look. Or 3 at the moment. So I think those trades are looking good. And I think there's a good chance of the price hitting the TP. Let's see. That's my own kind of discretionary analysis. I think the upside has an edge at this moment. So if those 3 trades hit profit and TP plus the Russia, I'm not sure with Russia, but it will of course improve. I'm not sure if it will go into positive territory. Probably not. Yeah, not. But ultimately it could, because we're looking at probably 25% profit here, or if not 30. Rough guess, rough calculation. So that should send it in positive territory. I don't know exactly what it will be, but it could be plus 10, plus 12, plus 15, I guess, if these end up in profit. So let's see, of course. But from my point of view, the upside is looking good. We can look at the charts if you want together. Let's do that maybe right now. So that's the current update at this moment. I am personally working on my own EA and some manual system trading for my own manual trading. And both are looking good. I hope that the manual trading I could it's been a long time since I continued with that work, but I managed to continue the last weeks with that work, and it's exciting stuff, and I hope that I can start trading it and adding signals and trading ideas to ECS Live as soon as maybe beginning of February. That's I think reasonable reasonable target. And with the EA, I'm not sure, but I think that within the next 2 weeks, because now the EA is more or less finished itself, the EA I'm working on. And now we're going to do some testing. And I think within 2 weeks, we'll have a good idea how good this EA really is. Or is it just an okay EA, or is it really good, or is it not really that, is it not worth trading at all, maybe? Who knows? It's could go all directions at this moment. So far, it's looking decent. So next 2 weeks will be important to that. Anyhow, I'll first, before diving into that, a little bit more about the euro dollar itself. I think that this is looking like a break pullback continuation. I think we had, as I said in my euro dollar pound dollar video, if we get a break above this fractal with a good candle, I think we'll see a follow through. And this, I think, was a good candle. Good momentum here above the 20 EMA. So this looks like a pullback and bounce to me. And wicks here, bullish candle, wick here. Let's see if this closes like this. But if it does, I think price is respecting 20 EMA, and I do expect to follow through to the target zone anywhere between 122.25 and 122.50 at this moment. So I think those longs on the Ultimate Rochier are looking good. Let's see. But anyhow, so that's a quick update on the euro dollar there. 1 hour chart, you see all the moving averages aligned. And you see, there's the 610. And it's just waiting for the breakout, I think, at this moment. I mean, I would not be concerned unless it starts breaking through this trend line or the 21 EMA zone, or 144 EMA specifically, actually, /233. If it breaks through that, that would be, of course, concerning. Otherwise, it looks good. Regarding my EA, you can see here, SWAT EA, the expert advisor itself is ready. I tested the rules. The logic of the rules are working as it should. So, yeah, now we're going to do more work on the testing aspect. Now, Carlos is helping me with that a lot. He coded all the rules. He tested it. I tested it. And Carlos will be the main person in charge of the testing process. I will be his second lieutenant, and so he'll be testing it on from Dukascopy and price data and some software that he has for that. So I'm not using this particular MT4 for testing, but we can take a look just quickly. Roll the EA to see how it looks like, but this would not be the actual way we're testing it, but I can just show you now for a quick visual reference, okay? But this is not, once again, not the way we would actually be testing it. But just so you can see how, for the fun, we can take a look at some of the euro dollar 1 hour, how it would look like. It's going very fast. You can slow it down a little bit there. There we go. It just closes short, as you can see here, for profit. Here you see shorts basically ending up with this one ending up in profit, this one ending up break even and a loss, this one ending up break even and a loss, here profit, basically. So at this moment, let's take a look at the graph. We started with 10,000. We are up at 10,300 at this moment. So small profit at this point. We are looking at the first 2 weeks of trading on the euro dollar 1 hour chart. Okay, so let's speed it up a little bit again because this is very slow. So let's go a little bit faster. And let's take a look what happened here. We had some wins on the short here, loss, but then wins on the short side. That's about it. So Our account just went up a little bit, as you can see, to 10,700-ish. It's trading with 1% risk, so it's low risk percentage, so it's up 7% at this moment. Let's speed it up a little bit for a while. We're going into the end of February, now into March. The A is based on SWAT, my SWAT course, fractals, fibs. No, sorry, fractals, moving averages, not fibs, sorry. So anyhow, I think you get the point. This will take a long time to finish. Let's stop it just here to give you an idea. All right, so in the first 3 months or so, up 20%. So that's what I said. It's not earth-shocking. It's not as good as I would like to have it. I have a couple of goals in mind. I would like to have a low drawdown. I would like to have consistency. So as many profitable months as possible. And those are the two main goals as far as at this moment actually. So as you can see here, the drawdown 4%. That's very low. So that would not probably be as low, but yeah, that's the goal. Profit factor is great here, 3.6. That's probably will be too high. It will probably go lower. So it's only 50 trades. It's a small sample on this 1 hour chart. Let's maybe take a look at something else. Let's take a look at maybe the pound. Why not? Okay, the pound dollar. I couldn't find the pound dollar that fast. Let's take a look at the 4 hour chart for the fun of it. Let's see how that works out. Do you have any questions at this moment? Waiting for the EA here to start, the EA tester. By the way, one thing, we had a huge guide over the weekend about patterns and charts in general. Definitely check that out. Spent a lot of time. I think it's a very good reference guide for trends, supportive resistance patterns. Definitely recommend using that guide for future reference. So save the link. I think it's really great. I'll add it here so that you have that access to that guide. Okay. It's called 5-Step Guide for Trading and Mastering Charts. There you go. All right, EA is on its go. Both the buy and the sell have been canceled, so we're still waiting. It's a bit slow. Not sure why. Why it's that slow, but okay, we don't have to keep watching that long. Of course, there's going to be less setups. It's a 4 hour chart, so of course that on a 5-minute chart we're going to have more setups, 4 hour less in the same time period, of course. Maybe it was not the best choice. I don't know. It's a bit slow here, but you can choose something else. All right, well, we just had 4 trades, 2 wins, 2 losses, basically. I think it's too slow. I will choose something else. Let's go with the pound USD. I don't know, let's choose something else. Okay, well, let's try 4-hour chart, and then we can try 50-minute chart, and then I guess we'll stop it. I don't want to bore you here. I hope you think it's interesting, but of course it's just a small sample in any case. But of course we're always committed to improving our products, trading better, getting most out of trading as possible for ourselves, but also obviously for you. And we're always committed to that process and working hard on that. So next month's again. But yeah, I think I will take a little bit of a break on EAs once, if I manage to get to the point that I made 1 or 2 EAs, and I think I'll take a small break. It's a lot of work, but my dream always. Reason why I went into trading personally is because not necessarily the financial part, but the key driver for me was the freedom part, being your own boss, not having to travel to the office, not having to be in the office, not having to have to deal with bosses and the corporate environment with all its processes and procedures, especially if you work for a big multinational. Maybe some of you have been there as well. You know what I'm talking about. Was not my cup of tea, and that certainly created a strong desire in me to do something else. So I'm happy I found that, and never looked back myself in the last decade. And I think it helps to do something you really enjoy and really like a lot. But it's not a must, of course. The benefit of trading is that if it's passive or passive enough, you can, of course, combine it with other activities. Or I haven't been following the EA that much. I was thinking about telling you guys, but it's off to a good start here. Pound USD 4-hour chart. Now there are not many trades. There are only 20 trades at this moment in the first 6 months, but that's something that's logical, of course, right? There are less trades on higher time frames. We'll see a lot more trades on the 50-minute chart if we switch, but so far going well. Let's, I guess, pause it here then. Or we can continue if you want. Maybe 4-hour chart will not take as long as the hour chart. Let's finish the whole year now and finish this 4-hour chart until mid-December. See how the whole 2020 ended up. But so far, it's off to a good start, as you can see. Waiting for new setups. It's a little bit slower than I hoped for. I'm not sure why, but it would be nice if it went a little bit faster. But anyhow, this is as you can see, working version right now, but next 2 weeks will be critical. What kind of testing results we will get. We'll be doing not only just back testing, of course, with 99.9% accuracy modeling, with real historic data, of course. That's key. But we'll also be doing in and out sampling. Carlos will be doing walk forward testing. You see the stop loss is locking in profit. You see the stop loss moving, putting into break even, locking in that profit. Now we hit the TP, but if it didn't, we're not giving up that profit potential, as you can see there. That was something I really wanted to have, is that try to avoid drawdowns as much as possible. Try to avoid drawdowns with the open trades as well, and the overall drawdown from a perspective of 50 trades. Try to keep it as minimal as possible. Now the profit potential might be lower, because of course on the flip side, if we want a low drawdown, is going to kill some profit. That's, I think, the equation, right? If you accept a bigger drawdown, if you accept that trades can go from profit into loss, the profit potential is bigger. So let's see what kind of balance we can find with this EA, because the profit potential was okay, but not as high as I want. The drawdown is good, but I would like to get a little bit more profit potential. So that's a bit of a balancing act, I guess. Because the profit potential we see with this EA is similar to Zeus EA, but I really would like to see something a bit more aggressive. Not as aggressive as Ultima or Rush EA. That's not my goal. I think those EAs are really have a lot of profit potential there. And I know that with Ultima EA, of course, we've had a very slow 6.5 months. But still, if you look at our live accounts from Mislav and myself, who started earlier in 2019, beginning 2019, right? Those accounts are still up multiples of hundreds of percent. I don't know exactly at this moment, but they're still up, 400 to 600%. So the profit potential is there. It's just been slow months, half a year basically, right? So I'm not aiming for that, but I would like a little bit more than SUCA. So I want to find something in between. SUCA is very consistent, but lower kind of profit potential, still decent, but very consistent. So I want something in between. I'll try at least. So what happened? So ended up with plus 6%. Profit factor is 1.69. Drawdown 4%. So yeah, not a lot of profit potential, of course, but keep in mind that we're only trading with 1% risk. So if we were trading with 3% risk, it would not be 6, but 18%. Drawdown would also be probably higher, of course, not 3.8, but at 10%. But 10% drawdown, I think, is still very reasonable. 18% in a year is low. It's not that great in my view. This modeling accuracy, of course, modeling quality is bad. So keep in mind that this is not, once again, this is not the way we would actually test it. This is just for a quick visual reference to you. Modeling accuracy is too weak, too bad to rely on this. It's just an indication, only 46 trades. So of course, with 4-hour chart, we would need to do a lot more testing than just a year. But and of course, higher quality testing is needed. But just to give you an idea, it is profitable at this moment. Let's take a look at the 50-minute chart for the fun of it. This is somehow not starting in January, but in October. Not sure why. So we only have about 6 weeks of data with the pound, or 8, probably about 8 weeks. I can check exactly when this started. But so this will be finished quite soon. It's going quite fast. Just a few seconds, and we can take a look. Mid-October to mid-December, so it's only 2 months. Slight loss, actually, in those 2 months, minus 2.5%, but nothing earth shocking either. Drawdown was 12.8. So the 50-minute chart, not that great on the pound, the last 2 months at least. But I mean, doesn't disqualify it. It's just about break even, actually, if you look at after the end result. All right. Well, that's a first glimpse. Let's see how it ends up. I really don't know yet. I'm not. It has potential. I just doesn't have that profit potential that I really would like to see yet. I'm happy about the drawdown part though. So let's see if we can find a combination with proper testing using high modeling accuracy, of course, in and out sampling, walk forward testing, live demo testing. If it reaches the kind of criteria that we want to have it. I'll keep you up to date with the manual trading as well. I'm excited about it, showing great potential there too. And I'll be trading, I'm looking at 4-hour charts. We'll be trading 4-hour candles using the SWAT methods, of course. So I'm excited about that and hope to kickstart that in a couple of weeks. That's about it, I guess. Thanks for joining. Wish you all great trading. We'll be back with the euro dollar pound dollar video tomorrow. Back next week with another update, of course. And wish you all great trading. Cheers. Bye-bye.